A couple of months ago, the first trailer for Avengers Endgame was released. And then on Sunday, we got the 30-second big game spot. And I am just losing it. I've probably seen the trailer like 20 or 30 times, and it gives us so much while also giving us nothing. Like, we get to see Cap's shield and Rocket, and he has a new outfit, but I'm kind of getting carried away. I absolutely cannot wait for this movie. And so, in anticipation, I've been going back and watching a bunch of old MCU movies and reading articles about them. I love to go back and read old articles predicting how long the MCU would last, or that XYZ movie would fail. And while doing this, I stumbled upon this article on a Screen Rant titled 25 Things That Make No Sense About Avengers Infinity War. And this article is just So today I wanted to go over this article and explain the things that make no sense. So, starting off, we have number 25. Heimdall can see all of the realms, but he didn't see Thanos' ship coming. Okay, so the first problem with this one is the grammar. The possessive form of Thanos is Thanais, but I'll let that one slide. As for Heimdall not seeing Thanos coming, well, who's to say he didn't? Let's see what they have to say about it. Heimdall is the all-seeing and all-hearing former guardian of the Bifrost Bridge. He has sensory capabilities that allow him to see and hear anyone and anything that is in one of the 9 realms, hence why many people believe that he was in possession of the Soul Stone. He was able to keep an eye on Jane Foster for Thor, and could hear the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif conspiring against Loki. However, despite his incredible sense of perception, he doesn't see Thanos' ship coming towards them in Thor Ragnarok. Okay, so I guess I can see how you'd be confused about this, but I don't think Heimdall would have any reason to be worried about another ship in space. And let's just say that he did see the ship and thought it was a threat. What could he have possibly done about it? Because Thanos' ship seems much more powerful and faster than the Asgardian ship. Number 24. Where are Valkyrie, Korg, and Meek? Okay, so I'll let this one slide, because besides Thor's subtle line,
"You destroyed my ship and slaughtered half my people.
It's never explained in the movie. The Russo brothers have since said that Valkyrie, Korg, and Meek, and half of the Asgardians all escaped on another ship. But it would be really nice if they just threw a line in there explaining that. Number 23. Why does Heimdall save Hulk, and how does Banner remember his time as Hulk? For the first part, I totally agree. I don't understand why Heimdall sends Hulk to Earth when he very much could have sent Thor instead. But the second part, I have to disagree. It says, when Hulk arrived on Earth, he immediately changed back to Banner. Didn't Banner say in Thor Ragnarok that if he unleashed the Hulk, he'd have a tough time turning back to human? It didn't seem so hard to accomplish in Infinity War. No, he said he didn't know if he would ever change back again. But clearly, since he does change back in Infinity War, he was wrong. Not only did he change quickly, but Banner also retained his memory. Typically, when Banner transforms into the Hulk, those memories are completely lost to him when he awakens. This happened when Hulk turned into Banner in Ragnarok. Once human again, Banner had no recollection of what had happened over the past 2 years. However, in Infinity War, Banner had absolutely no lapse in memory. He immediately told Doctor Strange and Wong about Thanos' arrival, the destruction of the Asgardian ship, and the Mad Titan's ability to decimate planets. If you haven't seen my Loki is Hulk debunked video, I went over this same thing there, full video by clicking the card, but I will go over it again here. Basically, people say that Banner turns into the Hulk in Ragnarok and then doesn't turn back until Avengers Infinity War, so he wouldn't be able to remember anything in between. But the only problem with this is that we don't know that he didn't turn back any time in between then. He very much could have turned back into Banner any time in there. And then when Thor and Loki saw Thanos' ship coming, the three of them got together and Loki told the other two who Thanos is. Then, when Banner gets to Earth alone, he is able to tell Strange and Tony about Thanos. And since he is alone, he probably assumed that
Thor's gone.
22. Why couldn't Iron Man and Spider-Man fly Ebony Maw's ship? They could. They clearly controlled it. They were just unsuccessful in landing. 21. Hashtag justice for Hawkeye. What about hashtag justice for Ant-Man? They made a deal with the government and were on house arrest. It seems pretty straightforward to me. 20. How does Thor know so much about Thanos? Most of Thor's knowledge of Thanos probably came from Loki, but the main thing that the article claims he shouldn't know is this. The God of Thunder tells the Guardians of the Galaxy that Thanos destroyed Xandar and took the Power Stone a week ago. However, Thanos never mentioned anything about Xandar or how he got the Power Stone during his encounter with Thor. Okay, so this one makes me a bit mad about how naive Miss Jessica Andrews is being right here. Yes, it is correct that we never see Thanos tell Thor how he got the Power Stone. But when we first meet Thanos in the movie, he has already won. Thor is defeated, half the Asgardians are dead. So I would assume that there is a good bit of time that we don't get to see between Thor and Thanos, where Thanos very much could have told him about how he got the Power Stone. 19. Why does Thanos know where all the Infinity Stones are, but he can't find the Soul Stone? I think it's pretty obvious that Thanos had his children find the stones. We can see that he sends Ronan to get the Power Stone for him, and we know Gamora was finding the Soul Stone for him. All of his other children just must have been successful in locating the stones. Gamora was the only one who just betrayed him and didn't tell him that she had found the stone. 18. Why was Cap and Black Widow surprised to see Banner? My first thought was that they were surprised because they hadn't seen him in 2 years. But then I read what the article had to say about it. Black Widow and Cap look stunned and absolutely shocked to see him. But didn't they already know he was back? Banner was the one who called them after all. So I went back and I watched the scene again. And I'm no expert, but this does not look like the face of someone who's absolutely shocked, and more of the face of someone who's seeing an old friend. 17. Why is there no one in Scotland? Yeah, okay, Scotland's pretty empty. 16. Why did Doctor Strange trade the Time Stone for Tony's life? Ah! He saw the freaking future. He knew how to win. What do you not get about that? 15. Why doesn't Thor use his thunder abilities earlier? We don't really see Thor in any battles until after he has the axe. We do see the aftermath of his battle with Thanos, but as I previously stated, he has already been defeated. 14. What was Thanos' motivation? I give up. 13. Why didn't anyone pay attention to the Black Order in Wakanda? Short answer, they did. 12. Why couldn't Doctor Strange foresee Star-Lord messing up their plan? Again, Strange saw the future. He knew what they needed to do to ultimately win. If Star-Lord punching Thanos in the face was not part of that, then Strange would have stopped him. 11. Thor popping in another eye. I don't really like this point, and I'm gonna skip it because what they're saying doesn't really make sense to me. 10. What was Loki's plan? Okay, so this is a point I actually want to get detail on. Let's see what they have to say. Loki is the master of plans. He tricked everyone into believing that he was gone after Thor the Dark World, and he outsmarted Phil Coulson in The Avengers. However, His demise in Infinity War was not very masterful and seemed extremely unlike the God of Mischief. First off, why did Loki save the Tesseract in the first place if he didn't have plans to give it to Thanos? He could have saved himself the trouble and left the stone on Asgard. You literally just said he's the God of Mischief. Also, his plan to defeat Thanos in Infinity War wasn't fully thought out. For 5 minutes of the movie, while Thanos is fighting Hulk and Heimdall, Loki is nowhere to be found. He could have used that time to come up with a better plan than the one he orchestrated. Loki is a powerful sorcerer, but the only thing he could conjure up in the moment was a small dagger. Loki does not have the power to conjure up the dagger. He just makes the dagger appear. Why didn't he use his ability to create holograms to distract the Mad Titan and surprise him, or use the Space Stone to teleport him and Thor away from Thanos? Loki's plan was not to escape, it was to stop Thanos. And as for him not creating holograms, I don't know, maybe he was just in a desperate situation and wasn't using his best judgment. 9. How does Nebula know that Thanos sacrificed Gamora? It's simple deduction. 8. Why does Corvus Glaive leave his source of immortality in Vision? What? I'm gonna have to read this one. In the comics... Oh! There's your problem. This is the movie, not the comics. 7. How did Killmonger get into Wakanda if there are shields around the country? I thought we were talking about Infinity War, not Black Panther. 6. Red Skull's reveal. Red Skull? 6. Red Skull's reveal. Once again, this is not very well explained in the movie, so I'll give it to you. 5. What took so long for Scarlet Witch to destroy the Mind Stone, or for Thor to come help? The Mind Stone is a freaking Infinity Stone, so of course it's gonna be difficult to destroy, and Thor was off destroying all the Outrider ships. 4. The powers of the Infinity Stones. For this one, they really just say that Thanos uses the Reality Stone differently than how it was used in the Dark World. But I really don't see how that's an issue, seeing as the stones have different uses. 3. Why didn't anybody use the stones they were holding? Why didn't anyone but Vision try to destroy their stone? But people did use the stones they had. I mean, when don't they? Loki had the Space Stone, Vision had the Mind Stone, and Doctor Strange had the Time Stone. They all had incredibly powerful objects on their person, yet they never thought to use them against Thanos. Loki doesn't really have any way to use the Space Stone. Vision definitely uses the laser from the Mind Stone, and we also know that he can't fully control it.
I wish to understand it. The more I do, the less it controls me. One day, who knows, I may even control it.
And Doctor Strange 100% uses the Time Stone while he had it. Doctor Strange also could have used his stone to reverse time in multiple instances during the movie, or used it to trap Thanos in a time warp like he did with Dormammu. There is no way this trick would have worked on Thanos. After all, Strange can't even successfully send Caecilius back in time, and Thanos punches through the freaking mirror dimension. But I guess the movie could have explained it a little better. Also, why didn't any of the heroes, besides Vision, try to destroy their stone? Doctor Strange could have destroyed the Time Stone instead of giving it to Thanos in exchange for Iron Man's life. If Strange could in fact see the future, he would have seen that possessing the Time Stone would have led Thanos to obtaining the Soul Stone. This seems like it would have been a no-brainer to simply destroy the stone and prevent the end of the universe. First off, it was the Mind Stone, not the Soul Stone. And second, he saw the entire future. He knew he needed to give the stone to Thanos. 2. Nick Fury's pager. I just have to read this one because it's just wow. Despite all the Infinity Stones in the movie, Nick Fury probably had one of the most powerful devices in Infinity War, his pager. When everyone faded away from existence, most of their items also went with them. Bucky faded with his arm, Falcon disappeared with his wings and goggles, and Black Panther and Spider-Man left the universe with their suits. However, when Nick Fury disappeared, his pager stayed behind to send a distress signal. Anything that they were wearing disintegrated. Falcon was wearing the wings. Bucky was wearing the arm, but not the gun. Fury was not wearing the pager. When the camera zoomed in towards the device, we're also surprised by a message on it, Captain Marvel's logo. However, how did Nick Fury's primitive device receive a colored image? Everything on the pager was in black and white, yet the logo flashed a pretty red and blue. Could this pager receive an image, let alone an image in color? Really? You don't think a universe with aliens, superheroes, and 6 stones that can control everything in the universe, that there can't be a colored pager in the 90s? As an end credit scene, this moment raises a lot of questions. What were Fury and Hitler doing together? They worked together. Always have. What had they been doing during the attacks on New York and Wakanda? The world thinks Fury's dead, so probably not much. Also, what did they know about Thanos? Probably nothing. It also makes the audience what role that Captain Marvel will play in her standalone movie and why she was the person Nick Fury thought to contact. Yes, it does, but that's not something that makes no sense. Fury didn't know that the rest of the Avengers were gone, so what tipped him off to message Captain Marvel? I don't know, probably people disintegrating? And finally, grand ol' number 1. What determined who stayed, and what does this mean for the MCU's future? Again, I just have to read this one. By now you know who lived through Infinity War. However, how was this chosen? It was random. Did the Gauntlet have some formula for deciding who would be eliminated from the universe? Or was that something that Thanos got to decide? Again, it was random. Fair to rich and poor alike. When Thanos was explaining his path to Doctor Strange on Titan, he said that the rebalancing of the universe should occur by a random selection of people to be eliminated. However, if this selection was random, why did the original Avengers just happen to survive? Do you not know what random means? Thanks for watching, and I do really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, a like would be much appreciated. And you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be sure that you don't miss any future videos from me. And I can guarantee that some of those will certainly be about Endgame. But that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you next time. Hey. Hi.
Are you making a video?
No, I'm just shining a light in my eyes for fun.
Oh no! Don't shoot that at me! Oh no! Don't do it!
Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm gonna throw something at you. Yeah, I'm trying to film here.
Okay.